SawCast, where we speak that real shit on real topics every day. And I go by Ariel. I am your host, and I have a special guest, Hallie. How you doing, Hallie? Hey, okay. So we're gonna just jump right into it. We here today to discuss polyamory. I have been curious about it for a long time. It's been like 4 years ago. I know I posted about it, and I wanted to do a podcast on it, but I never really knew a lot of people who was like into poly relationships and doing that type of thing. So I found a good person. I feel like that is like really skilled in mental health. She does mental health in her profession. So I think that, you know, we're going to be able to talk about this in an educated way, in a more way that Black people can really understand the world and everything. I feel like that's kind of taboo in our culture, and I feel like it shouldn't be. I feel like we should be able to talk about these type of things. And I feel like, Haley, you're a great person to start. Really,
Here we go.
Let's get it. Okay, so tell the viewers about yourself. Like, who are you?
Well, my name is Hallie. Born and raised in Indianapolis, but I am now officially a Texan. Social worker by day, hippie by night is what I think is a good thing to say about myself. Create balance for who I am. But yeah, that's it.
Okay, so let's define polyamory to you. Like, what is that to you?
So I feel like poly is multiple. Mm-hmm. So it is not just something that is going to be two people. Mm-hmm. But I think there's like different versions of how do you handle being in a relationship with multiple people.
Right.
So, you know, sometimes, you know, maybe the two people everybody's not in a relationship together, or maybe there is a foundation of two, but they openly date with others. Two people are just with one person, like romantically, but there's a separation in that. And for myself, that is how I see my particular version of it.
Okay.
There is multiple people, but the two women are only in a romantic relationship with a male, but they are not together.
Okay. And how did you get into this situation? How did you become poly? Was that something you did out of curiosity, or was it like by circumstance?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
I feel like if you know me, you know me. And I would say I'm pretty damn open to like, can we cuss?
Yes.
Okay.
This is SawCast. Real niggas speak that real shit.
I'm pretty damn open to trying everything at least once and see how I feel about it. I think by circumstance, I think just where I was at that time when I was like, okay, this is interesting. Let me see. Mm-hmm. I was tired of like feeling like I had to do so much in changing me to be what a man needs me to be. And he's not. To me, maybe the efforts are, you know, differently balanced for sure, right? Mm-hmm. But just still not feeling that I'm getting what I'm putting into reciprocated fully, or like the full support.
For sure.
And so I think I was kind of in a spot of get somebody else to do it. Like, I'm not about to do everything. Get somebody else to do it. And in my head, 60-40. So I'm going to give this person 60% of me, and I'm keeping 40%. Now, mind you, when you just now entering something, they don't know it's 60%. They think, you know, maybe it's 100%. This is wonderful. But I know I'm only giving you 60.
Okay.
I'm keeping 40. And I think in order for me to find balance in being able to do that and not being like the nurturer, you know, all in all for somebody, I get somebody else to do it so I can do my 60-40.
Yeah, so you can do what you want to do. But you just said that the type of poly relationship that you're in is more like the man, and he has two women. So how is that you doing you? It sounds like he's benefiting the most out of the relationship.
So if you think of it sexually, but in my sense, like me being able to do me, like
So you can do what you want to do too.
I can have my personal time. Not in the sense of so I can do what I want to do and like be out here dating and doing all that. It's more so of literally like 40% to myself for myself. So whether that's making sure that I maintain relationships with my friends, solo time, family time, and not feeling like I always have to move and do and consider the other person. Like I have some time to just consider me.
Interesting. Okay.
And it's okay because somebody else is doing it.
Okay. So are you currently in a poly relationship right now?
You want to cheers?
We can. Cheers. Still want you to answer.
Okay. Yeah. Is this on?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say technically no.
What happened? Surface level. You ain't gotta go too deep.
Sure.
We ain't gotta go deep, but they didn't have anything to do. I'll say you don't have to talk about exactly what happened, but did it have anything to do with the dynamic of the poly relationship?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So boom, there I was. I knew going into dating this man like what he was interested in doing. So this is like something, like I'm good with it. I'm walking into it, cool. I think for the other person, they had to like change their perspective on it or try.
Yeah.
But it wasn't particularly like they had a choice.
Right.
Now, mind you, everybody got a choice because if something ain't moving how you want it to move, you can leave. But you went in thinking one thing, and now you have to change your perspective to stay with somebody and do something else.
Yeah.
And I'm sure
It's a lot.
That's a lot. That's a lot. And I feel like that was the biggest rift.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm here for a community. You know what I mean? Like, I want my village to be in my home. And I want my parents to, this is like a luxury to take out your grandchildren. I don't want to depend on them.
Right.
And if I'm down, there's still two parents in the home that can, maintain and do. And everybody else around me can just like be there when you're going to be asking me to take my kids type of vibe.
Interesting.
But the other person is not that way.
Okay. We're talking about the girl.
Yeah.
We can't be talking about the man. We know he in it.
Yeah, not
to win
that.
it. He's in it to win it.
Is
so
he?
We're talking we'll get into that.
Here we are.
But yeah, okay. So she wasn't. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so this goes into the next question. Describe your ideal man in the poly situation. Because I know we talked about your ideal poly situation, but what would the man have to be like in order for it to work correctly or work the way it needs to?
What did Jill Scott say? If you can tell me what to do, then you can tell me what to do.
Yeah.
He got to be one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a good leader. And I think, I feel like men can go hard in their career fields. Go hard here too. Like you show up and you a dog at work, but you don't know how to be that
right
in the home. Like,
yeah, we don't like that.
I don't like that. I don't like
you
that.
have to be a masculine man to like have two women for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
But then it's like you're going to have to take it up another notch and be smart, like emotionally intelligent, understanding how women are and being that, calming force behind it, but you still leading everything, but you know how to talk to people. Like if you can teach somebody something in a way like that is receptive, they'll listen and follow direction. But if you going to talk down on somebody like it's not going, you're not going to get the same thing. And not to say that my situation was that way.
Yeah. No,
but
like
Buddy had
just
a
saying
mouthpiece
idea
on him.
Right. Of course, because he had to in order for y'all to be in the situation.
Stay.
For him to get somebody who sounds like wasn't in that world, into that world, he definitely got a little mouthpiece for sure.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
But I feel like We'll wait to see if any other questions come out. But yes.
But yeah, so your ideal man is a masculine man who can instruct, teach, lead, provide. Ooh,
because
because you got
there's
two
some
women.
cultures. Yeah, there's some cultures like in order for you to have multiple wives, if you buy her this house, you got to buy this person that house.
It's true.
Like you have to be able to give for both of them or three of them. However many people that person got going on. But
yeah, you can't lack on each side.
Please, no. Well, not in my situation because I want to have children and I want to be able to have the option to stay at home if I want to. Y'all got it?
Right.
Don't stress me, please.
Next, what kind of person do you need to be, you think, to thrive in a poly relationship? Like, outside of the man, just like a person in general. Or maybe I'm talking about the women. Maybe now we talked about the men, the women. But just a person in general, what type of person you got to be to be able to be open to your partner being with different people and not being, I guess to me, I would think, I'll just go first. I would say probably your ego has to be stripped a little bit because ego's huge. Like, this is my blah, blah, blah. And they're doing that with my, but what's your opinion? What do you think the type of person you have to be?
Open-minded for sure.
Yeah.
Just start there. If you closed off with possibilities, stop there.
Yeah.
But being open-minded, I feel like some people who do not favor this type of lifestyle, they look at someone who might be okay with it as insecure. And I feel like, no, absolutely not. Oh, you so insecure, you don't think you can get your own man? Baby, no, I'm so secure to be okay with this and really like rocking with it. You have to know what you're good at. You have to be okay that this person, the other people or whatever, are different than you, but you are very much good with who you are.
For sure.
Open-minded, secured. And you got to be good with communication.
I was about to say.
Have to, ooh.
It's a lot of communication that got to go on.
Yeah. It's almost like, okay. Well, I mean, it is
effective.
A team, right? So who's going to be what? Who's the planner? Who's the organizer? Who's the enthusiast?
So everybody still has their
Everybody has
role.
a job. Everybody has a job. I feel like if you good with knowing your job,
I guess a strength would be that you wouldn't have to take on all those jobs. You could give some of those jobs away.
60-40.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So, in your world, in your perfect world, what would the ideal situation for you be? I guess we kind of talked about that a little bit, but let's get it out there. What would your ideal poly situation be for you? The perfect situation.
I wouldn't say that. Everybody got to sleep in the same bed because no.
You won't.
I feel like
y'all all want to sleep in the same. You want all sleep in the same bed?
I've done it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Shared the space of sleeping.
Okay.
For sure.
Y'all don't. So you don't want separate. You wouldn't be a separate houses type of poly. You want to be all in the same house.
Definitely in the same house.
Okay.
East wing, west wing,
Wow.
duplex.
No, you said same bed.
Same. So okay. Here's the piece of it. In a really cool world,
Yeah,
it would be this is an option, but that is not the standard.
Right.
I do. Two women.
Yeah. Sometimes you need space.
Everybody need their space.
Yeah.
And everybody needs to be able to tend to relationships separately for the sake of the whole as well. But that would be cool.
Good idea.
That would be cool to have that. You know what I mean? It's Friday, hey, and ain't nobody feeling weird about it.
Yeah.
But all in all, it doesn't have to be any type of sexual relationship. I would absolutely be okay.
I think
okay?
Your ideal would be you be attracted to her, she'd be attracted to you,
Look
and
me.
he'd be attracted to him. Yeah. And
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't be
That
flinching.
would make it way probably smoother.
Cool, but at the end of the day, it doesn't have to be sexual, but you have to be my friend. Like, I cannot feel that I have this like itch to one day compete with you.
Yeah, no.
And I don't want you to feel that way, you know, towards me. Now you
gotta be the same team.
We on the same team. And when you on the same team, you can be friends.
Yeah.
Especially if you about to be living with somebody you sharing someone.
Sharing a lot.
But you might want to be my friend.
You ain't even sharing just him if you in that type of relationship. Sharing a house, space.
Responsibilities. Don't let kids be involved. Like,
Okay. How many people's too many?
Honestly.
Because, I mean, I guess we talked about your ideal situation would be just you, your guy, and another woman. But how is it? Is there a point where it's too many?
Absolute. I honestly think that's enough. 2 females and a man.
That's a lot.
Or just 3 people. I feel like that is enough. Depending on the dynamic. Okay. So if everybody with everybody, okay, you can probably do a little, 3+. Because everybody gonna get loved on. But if it's not that and like these women are with this man, you mean to tell him I get him every 4? No. I'm not doing that. So I feel like the balance of 2 people, 50-50 on time frames, and then I ain't even gonna say 50-50 on time. But it's a better balance.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so have you ever had a time in your poly relationship where you felt jealous of the other? Like, how do you deal with that? Because that's something that's probably going to come up a lot. Not saying, I mean, even in, monogamous relationships, that comes up. So in poly, I'm sure if you're a woman and you're like a feminine woman, you're going to feel some type of way sometime about the energy that he's putting into the other woman.
For sure. Yes. Absolutely.
Okay. How do you navigate that?
I would say, yes, I am very feminine, but I feel like I kind of carry some masculine energy within myself. Mm-hmm. So I'm really like chill. And it's like, I get it, it's cool. I become jealous when it's just like, as much as I get it, you playing with me.
Yeah.
And when I feel the itch, then I feel like, then I start to back off. So that's how I have navigated it.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not, you know that everybody deserves X, Y, and Z. Mm-hmm. You're going to be with multiple people, then you need to find balance. You a man, ain't you? Right? This is what you want.
Yeah.
So find balance, stand on it. You gonna match the energy I have of if I'm good with what I'm doing. Like my parents knew what they gonna do, cut me off? No. And I'm sure everybody, ain't got that situation or that support. But if you gonna choose to do something, then you need to be good with what you're doing.
Right.
So if I start to feel an itch of like, you playing with me, and maybe I would communicate.
Yeah, of course.
But if there's no like action, I don't care about words. I'll be holding on, but ain't no action.
What are you doing? It's not no action. What can you do?
You can't do nothing. Somebody got to do something.
I know.
Somebody got to do something.
I'm saying.
And this is what made me take a little pause on my stuff. I said, this is the example I use. Like, everybody is sitting at a dinner table. Restaurant is closing down. We done ate. We done talked. It's time to get up. And don't nobody want to get up from the table. But things don't change until somebody gets up from the table and leaves so the restaurant can continue to do what it needs to do. And I'll get up. Don't worry about it.
You're always volunteering. I mean, I think in this situation, it sounds like, I don't want to put too much out there, but the other person was there first. So is that why you feel like you got to get up and leave? Because what if it was you were the first one and then y'all brought somebody in? You wouldn't be that probably ready to just get up and go. Like, because this Because, I mean, I feel like it's probably have a sense of ownership of the relationship when you're the one who was there first or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Even though you shouldn't.
I call it first lady.
You know what I'm saying? It's giving bottom.
First lady. If you ever been to church, it's giving first lady.
But yeah.
And I get that too.
Like, you probably won't.
Nah,
Next
right?
time,
Yeah, no, what? I don't
if
put
you
some...
started off the way you want to start it off.
I've been here, Miss Mamas. What you doing?
Right, what's going on? But then again, you would communicate.
I would communicate, right?
Yeah.
So
it'd be different. Yeah.
I knew what it was walking into it. She did not. But as soon as it is known information, you have choice.
You gotta change it
up. You have choice. Say for a woman to go into a relationship and this man says that he doesn't want any children and you think that you about to change his mind.
You're not.
Now you say it.
Yep.
So it's just like if a man says this is what he wants to do, you have to respect that. Respect yourself and figure out like what are you going to do for you?
Yeah.
You have to take accountability at a certain point. Have to.
Yep, for it to work. Okay. So is monogamy out the question?
No.
Okay. Why not? Why?
No, it's not. This is me trying to get
no, yeah, for sure.
No, it's not.
Talk to him.
I just think that whatever I enter into next, or if it was a perfect world and that situation worked out to what I would be okay with.
Yeah.
I'm going into my next, you dig? Here's what you getting. Here's what I'm keeping. And like it.
I think honestly it sounds like if a guy's honest, or I think guy. If a guy is honest, then you're good. Like, just keep it real.
I'm really cool. Now, mind you, just because you tell me the truth don't mean that I always got to respond nicely about it.
Yeah.
Just speak your truth. My response is my response. But you being a person of integrity is something so much more than my response.
Okay, so let's get into the kids dynamic. So if you do want kids, it sounds like we've already answered that question. But how does that work in a poly? I mean, you said you want to. I mean, I guess you're saying with the other woman that comes with another part of the village for you. So is that what you're looking for with the poly relationship? You would want the woman to be another extension of, like maternal for your child.
No, for sure.
For sure.
Dang. Like, just picture like the perfect stepmother.
Yeah.
That's what I want that person to be to my children.
Okay.
You love these little nuggets like they're yours. And vice versa. Like, I want to be able to be like, okay, if I'm sick or if I leave tomorrow from Earthside, I know my children are in good hands with this other woman. I know my man is in good hands.
That's big.
Life is cool.
Ooh, that relationship, I feel like, with the other woman is very important.
Yeah. And my babies know they came from me.
Yeah, of course.
But they also, look, respect and love this other person too, because that person also loves and respects these babies like they're...
And you're going to do the same for her babies.
He loves the kids.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so why be poly? Like, why not just be single and mingle until you're ready to commit? Why let your man have another woman? Why? For what?
Okay, being poly means that there is a commitment.
Okay.
Like, just because it's multiple people, we know we're together. I know that I'm only with you, sir, just because you got two. We know it's us. Anything outside of that, you're doing too much.
Okay.
That's not that you don't do too much. As I said, I'm not closed off to monogamy either.
Of course.
I to choose poly is because like I'm good with it. And the view of community, like I really enjoy that support being in house. Why not be single? That'd be taking a break, right? So if something don't work for you, then do something else.
Yeah.
No matter like if you want to choose just being one person, multiple people, whatever. But if it's not serving you and it's not feeding back, feeding you, then be single.
Okay. So, how has it affected your mental health? The relationship? That's this kind of dynamic, or?
I feel like it's like any other relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I would say for the most part, I feel like it has challenged me to be better, to communicate, to be considerate of people's feelings for real, because it's like multiple people you have to consider. How do you remain your best self in those situations where, okay, we're not communicating correctly because here we are, but still having respect in the midst of that conversation and still being able to listen to somebody else? I feel like for my mental health, it has challenged me to respond as an adult. Has it like made me sad? There's been, times of like, dang, I don't like this. But as I would probably be in any relationship, whether, if it was just one person. But I feel like the gain of growth just for myself, whew, baby, we up here.
That's awesome.
Compared to, being sad or like losing myself.
Yeah.
I've kept myself.
Yes, it's interesting that we're having this conversation because I think the way that a lot of Black people look at poly is like a more of a community, and I'm doing it for. It's like, why are you doing this for the man? Why are you letting this man have all this fun? But it's like, sounds like for you, it's for you. Like, I don't want to have 100% responsibility for this man and what he needs because, like, men are needy.
Needy.
They're needy.
Needy. So
it's like, I don't have to deal with all that comes with it. Somebody else is there to deal with that. And then I get, my little portion of what I have to deal with you. But not all that, because that's a lot.
That's a lot. Say if there's children. I got to tend to the children. I got to support the kids. Little homies in football and soccer. You know what I mean? So now I got to go to the games. I got to support you. I got to look good. I got to keep up with myself. I got to cook. Laying on the back and turn it over. Like, I got to do so much.
People be feeling some type of way about you having your alone time.
You know what I mean? I got to read books. Make sure I'm sharp. And you get to go to work and just come home.
Ooh, Lord.
Cut the grass once every 2 weeks.
I can't stand all
Take out the trash once a week.
Podcast. We might have to talk about another way.
I do believe in gender roles in the household.
I do too.
But I say all that.
I wonder if it's because we're from Indiana. No. But I've always believed in that. Only because I'll say I believe in gender roles because I feel like men don't do clean and cooking right. I mean, I've been in a relationship with men who do cook and clean, but to me it ain't. I mean, they don't clean right or they don't cook. Something ain't right. You know what I'm saying? It ain't on the way. You can do it, but it ain't right. So it's like, just sit the fuck down and do the stuff that men do right. You can take the trash out right.
Take the trash out.
You can fix something right.
Please.
You can pay the bills right.
You can work right.
You can work right.
You get paid more. Society says.
So, yeah, I feel you. Okay, so another question. Well, I guess this doesn't really matter, but I was going to ask, do you think sexual fluidity matters or helps? I'll say helps in the lifestyle, in a poly relationship. I guess it kind of doesn't because you could still be poly and not have to even, you just said that, have to interact with the other person.
Y'all can be besties. Some people have total separate situations. It's just, we know what we know and we're committed right here. Mm-hmm. Some like, okay, yes, let's do it. Some are like, nah, girl. Hey, sis.
Yeah.
And like, it's be like, for real, sis. I think it's a good time. If you are,
Yeah. Makes it better.
It doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be. Now, mind you, as people get older, no, you probably ain't gonna have so many wild, crazy Saturday nights.
Yeah. But I feel like if you probably sexually fluid, you probably have a more open mind and stuff like that. And you probably better communicator, stuff like that. Only because you have to be fluid.
I want you to be happy.
Yeah.
I want him to be happy.
That's the point.
I love us. Look at us holding hands, walking across the street.
You gotta be confident. Mm-hmm. Advice for anybody considering this lifestyle.
Dang, how much time we got? I would say if you don't just be trying stuff because you're thinking of sexual pleasure.
Okay.
Yeah. That might open the door. But it is a lot to be mature about when it comes to communicating and respecting people. So if you want to do it, like really be open to what it might take to do it. Mm-hmm. But I would also scratch that. I don't know if in the edits you can just scratch that piece of confidence. Yeah, be open. Yes, here you are. So I guess you are open, right? Trying.
Yeah, of course.
But wanting it for yourself. Like, I'm not doing it because he wants to. I'm not doing it because she wants to. I'm doing it because how for myself I see benefit in it for me.
Okay.
That's the nugget right there. Just want it for yourself.
Hey.
Want it for yourself.
My last question is, where can everybody find you? They want to
call me, beat me.
Yeah.
You reach me.
Where can they find you at?
You can find me in the club.
Men be watching this podcast.
Bottle full above my mind.
This SawCast is a
I have an Instagram.
Haze T. On the screen.
Yeah.
I love Haze T.
Yeah. Dang, I
let
didn't even get no behind the scenes.
One time.
I did, so.
Some crazy tea. I was like, whoa. I didn't know you was going to do that.
I think I told I'm in love with a man who loves another woman.
Yeah, everybody probably was hitting you up.
What the fuck?
Was people hitting you up?
They was like, Haley, you for real?
Yeah.
I was like,
I'm so glad we had this podcast so we can explain it. Like,
yeah.
It's for me.
It's for me. It's for me.
It don't be sounding like it to everybody because they're ignorant on the topic.
But I'm really like, you got it. Okay, cool. I'm out. But my Instagram, High Hopes, high with 2 H's at the end, _hopes17.
All right. And that wraps up the podcast. Thank you, Haley.
Thank you, girl.
Thank you so much. Of course, everybody like, share, and subscribe. I put all of our socials up there. Go ahead and follow us and, let us know in the comments how you feel about it.
It wasn't that bad.
I know.